in many parties now, they are trying to look for women to be candidates. But unfortunately, not that many women, including women activists, that used to propagate women's rights, want to be candidate, want to offer themselves to be in politics.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think many people don't like to get their hands dirty.
Okay.
You look at the kind of work, the kind of job, the kind of work that we do. Well, you have to, like now is a Hungry Ghost Festival. In my two constituencies, every night there are so many the kind of dinners for the ghosts.
Events, yeah. You're a busy woman, yeah.
Yeah, they demand to see the Wakil Rakyat to be with them. So I have to go from place to place, and on top of that, I have to attend many meetings. So sometimes it's quite taxing, and also sometimes, you look at people are so demanding. Your voters are so demanding. I have received phone calls at 12 midnight because there's a fire. They want me to go there to look at how, the house being burned down. I have received one morning. I remember that when I woke up, I saw there was a missed call in my mobile phone, and a friend was caught by the traffic police because of he drinks and drive. So he was brought to the police station. He expected me to be there at 3 a.m.
A bit much, though.
Yeah, that's a little over the top, really, isn't it?
And this morning we are talking to Sassy MP Yang Berhormat Teresa Kok, and we are also talking about, everything really, about being a powerful woman in Malaysia.
That's right. Well, I think one of the big questions, and this is something that came up yesterday when we were talking about the role of women and things, is do you think that there is equality between men and women in Malaysia?
I should say yes and no. Depends on what circumstances and what situation.
Okay, so like in the world of sort of business and things like that, do you think there's enough sort of women in positions of power in business, in politics and things like that? I think you were mentioning to us just now during the song, there's what, less than 10% of the parliament or the government?
Yeah, it's about 10%.
Okay.
But 10% are out of 222 MPs.
Okay.
In the Dewan Rakyat. But I'm glad to see that we have 10 from the opposition parties.
Okay, so it's a nice sort of representation there.
Yeah.
Is it tough though, do you think, for women to sort of be in the world of politics?
Well, I don't think so. It's just like women in business, women in any other industries. So politics is just one of the industries or career that women can take part in. And for me, I see that sometimes women are much needed in politics. You can see that in Western countries, the first ladies always, play an important role in the husband's career as president of the country. And for me, I see that women can relate to people better. Women can relate to women better. So we have 50% of our voters who are women. And women can also sometimes use our charm to relate to men better too.
So do you do that? Do you use your charm?
Sometimes.
You do. I can tell. Now, on that note, does a woman, well, I guess in your case perhaps not, but do women have to give up their femininity to be taken seriously in politics?
Well, not really. Because I think one cannot put a mask on your face all the time. If you are not that the kind of a serious person, you just can't wear the mask all the time. So especially like in Parliament, we are we're having sitting for I think 4 to 5 months a year. So 100 over days in the Parliament. So no matter how much you hate the other character in the opposite side, you have to talk. You have to drink together, you have to eat together. So somehow your real personality, your character will come out too, in the leisure time. But of course, when we are in the chamber, when we are needed to be serious, to fight, to argue over certain issues, we have to play that role.
Oh, you see, we never knew that actually. They're all having sort of lunch together. That's
Yeah.
You know what? I know that I think even for you especially, there've been some stories in the papers. So this was maybe what six months, a year back. Of course, some of the speakers or some of the people, you know, in even in Parliament, of course, do occasionally come out with some comments which are a little bit sort of maybe anti-women or a little bit sort of
Sexist. Yes.
middle-aged. You know, I mean, sort of like medieval sort of you know, stone-aged kind of
Yes.
mentalities. How do you react to these? Because I know you do react to them quite strongly.
Well, we'll shout at them.
Is it effective though? The
Yeah,
shouting?
we shout at them, and when and I can tell you that, you know, when this kind of remarks, you know, come out, it's not only the women from normally it's from the opposition bench. You will see the other side, they were just sitting quietly, or they just walk out slow and
Really?
quietly when this thing happened. Our colleagues in the opposition bench in our parties, they will also stand up to you know, demand the speaker to ask that person to withdraw the remarks, and also to you know, to fight together with us. So that have been seen, you know, clearly in the previous cases where our party leaders, you know, they have come out to defend our rights and also the dignity.
Right. Do you find that there are still a lot of sexist comments going around, you know, even in the world of politics?
Well, now they are. I should say that the men that usually utter this kind of remarks, if they don't do it inside the chamber, they will still do it outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, even those politicians, you know, especially from the BN side, even though they look very serious in the media, actually, you know, privately, if you talk to them, if you joke with them, well, they are like many men in the working world, that they like to come up with sexist remarks and jokes, you know, but sometimes you just can't take everything too seriously. As long as you don't say it in public, in the chamber where everyone can see, can watch, and can be recorded, well, you just let him go, you know.
Right. Okay.
Okay, we've got more questions for, of course, Teresa Kok coming up in a moment, including some on the roles in government, and of course also a little bit more about the role of powerful women, and maybe even a little bit more about kind of current events that are going on right now as well. That's all coming up in just a moment.
And we've got, of course, more music. We've got Paris Hilton, Will I Am, and Tina Turner up next on Red.